Dylan Schumacher with Citadel Defense. Today we're going to talk about the KaBar Last Ditch Knife. So this thing I got a couple of years ago, and as you can see here, it's just this tiny little blade that is meant to be laced up into your boots. They call it a last ditch knife, and I think that's a pretty appropriate name because I mean this is really tiny, as you can see here. I mean it's not that big. So the whole idea here is that this gets laced up in your boots. So once your boot gets all laced up, it looks something like this. So as you can see, once your boot is all laced up, it just kind of rides in there like that. So it's supposed to be, as the name goes, the last ditch knife, right? The last thing you grab. Now, I bought this a couple years ago. I just put this on my boot today, and it is not for me. The reason is because this part of your foot right here, right, from the bottom of this sheath to the top, this is where, right at the top of your foot, where your foot needs a lot of flex, and it is exceedingly uncomfortable. I worked for about 15 minutes and decided I'm never wearing this thing again. After this video, I'm going to relace these boots and take this knife out of here because it's just so uncomfortable. And really, if I'm having to go to this as my last weapon of the day, I'm just having a really bad day. If I've lost everything else and now I'm going for this tiny little 1/4-inch blade. I'm sure you can find some other uses for it. I'm sure it might be for you, but it is not for me. As I was saying, this knife is just not for me. I do carry a self-defense knife. I carry the Blackhawk Be Warned, and I'll do a video on this knife eventually. This is a cool little convenient knife. But, I just can't imagine a situation. Well, I can imagine a situation, but I can't imagine it being highly likely that I've lost my gun's out of ammo, this knife is out of play, my utility blade that I just keep for like cutting boxes and stuff like that, this is a KaBar knife, KaBar dozer is out of play, and now I need to go all the way to the last ditch knife, right? I mean, that's just a really bad day, and I'm obviously an action movie star. So that being said, I've just decided this is not for me. Now maybe you can see a situation or scenario or something, or you're able to lace this up in your boot in a way where it's just not uncomfortable. I'll tell you right now, if this wasn't so uncomfortable, like if I didn't notice it was there, I'd just leave it, right? Because big deal. I mean, it doesn't cost me anything to keep it there. But because it's uncomfortable, I'm just not going to wear it. If you can lace this up in your boot, maybe a bigger feet. This is a size 10.5, and this is a Keen boot. If you can lace this up in your boot and it's not uncomfortable for you, then of course, just let it ride. And if you are that person, I'd really be curious to see your setup and kind of, maybe you have a higher boot and you lace it up higher up on the shin. But here, right in that flex point of my foot, it's just uncomfortable. So, therefore, for me, not the knife. I'll leave a link in the description below in case you see something interesting here. It's not that expensive. I think it's like 15-20 bucks. So it's super cheap, and maybe you can find a good use for it. Other than that, do brave deeds and endure. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks a lot.